Global warming is considered one of the priority spheres making all countries think over, said Rector of ADA University Hafiz Pashayev, adding that the university always regarded this issue as urgent. He said broad studies were being conducted by the university's Center on Environmental and Energy Issues. Briefing on the activity of the university, Hafiz Pashayev underlined that Azerbaijan had rich energy resources. The main ideology of the university is to protect the country's resources and environment. The rector mentioned that ADA was taking an active part in tree planting campaign aiming to protect the environment. Delivering a scientific lecture on the theme Climate Changes and Global Warming, outstanding scientist on aerospace, professor at ADA University Faculty on Information Technologies and Engineering Rual Sagdeyev said the summit on climate changes held in Paris, the capital of France, last December was a success. He also underlined that Paris summit did not give guarantee that we would achieve all goals to prevent global warming. Rual Sagdeyev said global warming caused certain difficulties for the development of civilization in the world. Therefore, greenhouse gas emissions must be reduced to prevent it. The scientists underlined that much had been done by some big industrial countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The level of greenhouse gas emissions has never been so high over the past 650,000 years, said Rual Sagdeyev, adding that the level of emissions had almost doubled over the past decades. The scientists hailed the fact that Azerbaijan was not among the top 100 countries for the environmental pollution. Minister of Ecology and Natural Resources Hussein Baghirov said the Azerbaijani government was fully honoring the commitments undertaken before the international organizations and the country. He underlined that much had been done to protect environment in Azerbaijan during the presidency of the nationwide leader. This environmental policy was being followed successfully by President Ilham Aliyev. The minister said economy grew by several times after old strategy was launched in Azerbaijan and clean environment policy began to be realized in Azerbaijan. Hussein Baghirov said Azerbaijan's goal was to reduce oil and gas waste by 2020, noting that the number of amenity planting activities had increased in Azerbaijan over the past years. Minister said greenery was being planted in Baku and Absheron Peninsula on the sides of highways. Minister mentioned that important environmental projects were underway in Azerbaijan with the support of IDEA and the Heydar Aliyev Foundation. He said Azerbaijan was having a close cooperation with Georgia in the area of environment, while Armenia was constantly polluting the Kur River. Everyone must love the nature and take care of it, said Vice President of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation, Head of IDEA Public Union Leyla Aliyeva, and underlined that the union realized a number of projects to protect the nature. Head of IDEA Public Union Leyla Aliyeva said it was impossible not to love the nature, underlined the value of a human being in nature. Mentioning the projects realized by the union, Leyla Aliyeva said they were engaged in planting trees, with more than 4 million trees had been planted by youth and volunteers. I know that you have also planted trees with 30 people. Therefore, we are grateful to you. We're trying to prevent extinction of endangered animals. Of course, there is hunting all over the world. This is admissible and sometimes even useful, said Leyla Aliyeva, but underlined that endangered animals must not be killed. They must be protected. Head of IDEA Public Union said they were raising awareness on this issue. The main thing was to think about it. Leyla Aliyeva said they had implemented projects on the reproduction of gazelles, added that one of the most important projects was the protection of the Caucasian leopard. The nature has no time to wait. We must do it now, said Leyla Aliyeva, and expressed her confidence that everyone could contribute to preserving the environment. Addressing the youth, Head of IDEA stressed that the public union was always open for all. Leyla Aliyeva said rare animals were facing extinction. Then, Professor Rual Sagdeyev was asked questions on climate changes and global warming. One of the interesting questions was asked by President of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation, Mehriban Aliyeva. Mehriban Aliyeva first of all expressed her gratitude to the participants, organizers of the conference, Academy, distinguished Professor Hafiz Pashayev, Academician Sagdeyev, for having an opportunity to listen to the lecture and ask a question. President of the Heydar Aliyev Foundation, Mehriban Aliyeva, asked Academician Sagdeyev, I wonder if you believe that there is a common platform capable of preventing the threat to the planet. Do you think it is possible to work out any ethic mechanisms to fight the other challenges, the threat that we have mentioned with regret and which the humanity is facing? Or is it simply a wonderful utopian idea? Thank you very much. Professor Rual Sagdeyev thanked for the question and said it was a deep issue. He said the answers of optimists and pessimists would likely differ. Professor said he had even heard that it was impossible to convince the auditorium, most people with substantial scientific practical arguments. Maybe something more than the unity of people will be needed for the existence of mankind. Some say that this may be ecological religion, land, nature, religion, which forms the basis of our mentality, said Rual Sagdeyev, mentioning the conference held in 1989, where he was the guest of Robert Redford. Professor Sagdeyev said Robert Redford had organized the first conference on global warming and invited the leaders of Indian tribe living nearby. The leader of the tribe said that if people perceive wisdom of their ancestors, they would realize that we have not inherited this land from our ancestors. We have borrowed this land from future generations, Rual Sagdeyev said. The event was attended by the representatives of diplomatic offices accredited in Azerbaijan, social and political figures, and students.